Hello there, it's Tisha, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Tisha Talks Live at 4:45. If this is your first time joining me, this is a series I created back in September of 2020 to challenge myself to get on a live stream with technical difficulties and whatever else the universe wants to throw my way, and give you some nuggets of wisdom to take on your week. So I do this every Tuesday and Thursday right at 4:45, and you can catch it live through StreamYard. That's the app that I'm using on Facebook, on YouTube, and on LinkedIn. So real quick housekeeping announcements. If you are tuning in live, then please make sure to say hi, stop on in, leave me a comment. And if you have any questions as we get going on this, you can also use the chat box. So we're going to get into this today. My question of the day is fixed or growth? And of course, they talk about mindset. And it's so important that we talk about, do you have a fixed mindset or do you have a growth mindset? And I'm going to be sharing some examples. I'm going to be sharing some ways you can develop your growth mindset. So there I gave you the answer. Growth mindset is what we want, and giving you some examples. So yesterday I shared on my blog and through LinkedIn and on Facebook that I did this blog. Some of you know that I've been doing these rule of life lessons, and last February, so just about a year ago, I started challenging myself to continue writing my book. I wrote a book back in 2018 called What Are the Odds? And I wanted to continue that story and leave a legacy for my kiddos. So I have been writing pretty religiously rule of life lessons every single Monday, except for days that I'm on vacation or on major holidays. So like Monday, I won't be writing one. And I challenged myself to keep the story going and to keep sharing these stories for my kids so that they always have this legacy. They always can look back and read stories and pick up on those life lessons that I learned throughout my career, throughout my journey, throughout motherhood, and so on. First of all, I just want to say hello. So hello, Steve Cabrera, who is joining me on LinkedIn, and Luis Melendez. Hope you're having a great day and groovy day as well. And we're going to keep going with this discussion. So as I mentioned, I was sharing this rule of life lesson. I know, Luis, you read this yesterday or you saw the post, but I talked about complacency killing creativity. And I shared the story in the blog of how I was mentoring a woman just a couple years ago at the Phoenix Business Journal event. And she was telling me about how her business was doing well. It was doing good. Like things were starting to pick up, but then she started noticing a decline. She noticed that her team wasn't as engaged. And it prompted me to ask her, well, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to fix this? How are you going to change the game, switch the game up? What are you going to do to challenge yourself? And she was like, nothing. I've got nothing. I don't know that I'm going to do anything differently. Things were working. And it prompts me to just ask that question. If things are working, that's great, but how long are they going to work? And when do you need to switch things up? When do you need to change the game? And it prompted me to tell her about this whole mantra I have of how complacency is just, it's dead in the water. If you're complacent, you're not moving forward. And complacency will always kill your creativity. When you're in that creative, that growth mindset, you're thinking about how you challenge yourself and do things differently, that's when you start to see improvement. That's when you start to see growth. And yes, Luis, I am having an amazing, groovy day. I'm a little bit closer to finishing my real estate classes, so I'm so excited. Hey, Esther, good to see you too, joining on LinkedIn. I appreciate you being here. For those of you joining me on Facebook, I get people commenting off of LinkedIn, so if you don't see them, they're on another platform. I just like to preface it because people are like, who's she talking to? I'm talking to the other people on another platform. All right, so I don't know if any of you are here in Phoenix that are joining me and have lived here for a while, but I remember this commercial, and it was for Dunkin' Donuts. I know a lot of us love Dunkin' Donuts. I'm not really a big donut fan, but I remember seeing these Dunkin' Donuts commercials when I was younger. And if you remember, I'm just going to tell you the story. It's the Donut Man, the story of the Donut Man, and it shows you getting to Dunkin' Donuts first thing in the morning, and he just has this face on, and he's like, it's time to make the donuts. And then at night, he's like, gets up from his sleep. He's like, it's time to make the donuts. Okay, Esther, I don't know if you remember that. It was years and years ago, but damn, that makes me laugh. And it just solidifies what we're talking about today about having a fixed mindset. Donut Man is living a fixed mindset. Would you agree? Donut Man is doing the same old, the same old, the same old day after day after day. And he's not getting ahead in life because he gets up to make the donuts, he goes home. And then he gets up to make the donuts, then he goes home. You guys get my drift. You see my point that if you are living that life where it's like Groundhog Day and every day is the same day and you're not challenging yourself, you absolutely are falling into a fixed mindset. All right. Complacency. Yes. Nat Handler joining me on LinkedIn. Complacency can be the single most dangerous threat to any business. So very, very true. It's as I was sharing Nat or a little earlier, I was mentoring a woman at the Phoenix Business Journal event a couple years ago, and she wasn't willing to make changes to her business, which I said, then get ready for your business to shut its doors. I hate to be that bold, bold girl, but hey, if you're hiring me for mentoring, I'm pretty sure you're not hiring me to sugarcoat things for you. So I told her, I was like, if you're not willing to make the change, if you're not willing to challenge yourself and to do things differently, get ready for your business to shut down. Okay, because it's not going to happen just staying still and staying static and stagnant. All right, so you guys know I love doing research, and of course I have to research for you. So I saw an article on Lifehack. I love Lifehack, lifehack.org, and I will put the link in the comments once we're done here. But it gives me the definition of a growth mindset. And I want to read this to you. Growth mindset means that the idea that with effort, it's possible to increase intelligence, levels, talents, and abilities. People with growth mindset seek out new opportunities to gain new knowledge, broaden their skills, and do not shy away from challenges. So, hey, there's a lot of good keywords in there. You don't shy away from challenges. You're always looking for opportunities, and you definitely are looking for ways to gain new knowledge and to continuously learn. All right. So there's your growth mindset. So you might be asking me this question, hey Tisha, so how do you actually develop this growth mindset that you talk about? Well, I'm glad you asked. There's 17 of them, but we're not going to go through all 17. 17 that they listed in Lifehack on this blog, but I wanted to point out the ones that really resonated with me personally. There are 6 or 7, and then I'm going to give a shout out to a friend of mine who also tagged me on a post. But how you develop a growth mindset is, for one, you need to be focusing on your efforts, not just on your ability, but focusing on your efforts. Number 2, you have to be willing to get feedback and to ask the questions. I'm not coming out saying, I'm really perfect at this. I'm saying, hey, Nat, tell me what I did wrong. What could I do differently? How could I improve the next time? Yes, and I'm just going to throw Nat's comment there. A growth mindset is all about developing, advancing, expanding, and seeing the opportunity and potential in every moment, individual, failure, and success. Yes, thank you so much, Nat. That's a great definition of that. So we're talking about always asking questions and always be willing to receive feedback and act on that feedback too, not just taking it, bearing it, but what are you going to do with that feedback? This one, be persistent with your purpose. If you have a purpose, like my purpose right now is to get the heck out of that real estate class and finish. That's the purpose. I'm being persistent. I'm taking the classes. I'm sitting through 5 hours of Zoom classes every single Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That's about being persistent with what your purpose is. What is it you are trying to accomplish? And you're constantly learning. This is one of my favorites that's listed in the article about doing the tough things, throwing yourself into the deep end. And I share the story of how back in October, I decided through my personal brand building that I wanted to host a challenge. And I'd never done a challenge ever in my life. I just learned about challenges and how to create them and so on. And I remember the course creator of this challenge had said, to all of the students, he's like, okay, you have 2 options. Are you here to learn or are you here to earn? Learn or earn. And you really can't be both. I mean, you could, but I want you to pick one. And I remember going into that scenario going, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, but I'm going to try my best. I'm going to literally dive into the deep end and figure this out. And so I really was there to learn. was there to learn. I was there to learn from people that took a chance on me and trusted me to guide them through this personal brand building challenge. But I wasn't really there to earn. I wasn't tied to the expectation. I was there to learn as much as I could and learn from my peers and have that feedback so that I continuously get better and improve over time. So sometimes the best thing to do, throw yourself into the deep end. That's how you learn. This one is a good one too. Enjoy the process over the result. So you guys know this. I'm so big into celebrating the wins, always celebrating the wins, always celebrating the journey. It's not so much about the end result and the outcome. It's about, again, what were those milestones that I hit in order to get to where I'm at? That's how you start to see the growth. That where you started from is not where you are now. You had to start somewhere in order to get to this point. And then this one going out to my good friend Erin Edwards. She posted this when she saw what I was talking about today about fixed or growth mindset. She's like, yes, the power of yet. You guys know what the power of yet is? When you think about growth mindset and you think about the power of yet, it's saying, I'm not there yet, or I have not gotten there yet, right? Like, it means that there's still so much potential and opportunity, and you're inching your way. You are making your way up to the top. It's not, I'm never going to get there. It's not that self-talk, that negative self-talk that we throw at ourselves and say, I might as well throw in the towel. I'm not going to get there. This is as good as it gets. This is how good I am. That's it. That's it. So again, be thinking about which one are you? Are you fixed or are you growth? And I know for me, and I know for Nat and several other people that are sitting on this call, that you are also growth. So kudos to you. Big kudos to you. All right. So a couple things before I end this broadcast, because I know we're getting to 5 o'clock and have lots of mom duties to jump on. But a couple announcements I wanted to make. On Thursday, February 11th, back at Tisha Talks Live at 4:45, my good friend Adam Ranville is joining me. He's from the company, trying to find it here. Muscle Mind Mastery, or Mind Muscle Mastery. I think I'm getting that wrong. Mind Muscle Mastery. And he's going to be talking about successful social selling. So if you want to tune into that, ask Adam and I some questions on Thursday. Make sure you tune back in to Tisha Talks Live at 4:45, right here, right where you joined me, and join me with Adam. And it's Mind Muscle Mastery. I got it. I'm finally seeing that in my notes. Mind Muscle Mastery, Adam Ranville, talking about successful social selling on Thursday. And then 2 events that I keep mentioning. There's the Biz Women Phoenix Business Journal event, but this is a national event through all of the business journals. February 22nd from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. here in Arizona. I'm sure it's different times wherever you're located, but they're doing Biz Women Mentoring Monday. So if you are a woman in business, or maybe you're just starting out, or you could really use the support of your peers and you want to check in with some amazing, smart, women leaders in the community, then this is an event I highly recommend. It is a free event. You just have to register and you can get mentored. You can join different breakout rooms and gain some knowledge from the people that are going to be in attendance mentoring, and they're doing it voluntarily. So I highly recommend it. I've done it for 4 years. I have to actually back out of this one, but for 4 years I've done it. Incredible event. You meet a lot of great women. And then the other event I want to mention is coming up on February 17th. It's at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I am so happy to be sitting on a panel with some of these greats. Gary Sanchez from the Y Institute. He's the founder, the owner. Of course, Dan Dominguez, Melanie Ake, Hayden Bratt, my good friend David McLennan. We're all going to be sitting on a panel, and we're talking about awakening the why within. So if you've ever wondered, what's my why? Why do I need a why? What can a why do for me? Then this is something that you should definitely be a part of. It's a panel discussion. It's free. And I believe you also get access to take the why assessment, which is a $47 value just for registering and tuning in live. So I highly recommend it if you're really struggling with, what's my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing in this lifetime? And why am I wired the way that I am? Highly recommend it. It's helping so many of my clients as well. So I'm going to check. I know, Nat, you've given me so many things going on here. Oh, you're posting on Facebook and on LinkedIn. Look at you. Look at you. All right. So Nat Handler saying, while our immediate focus tends to be on the next task at hand, we can't forget to stop and reflect on what we've achieved. Absolutely. Nat, that's actually, I'm going to put that link to the article in the chat, but you'll see one of those 17 out of the 17 that they mentioned, that is one of them, that you should always be in self-reflection mode. You should always be in self-reflection mode. And you should always look at it as, yes, I am going to fail at this. Yes, it's the first time I'm doing this. Yes, I am. But what am I learning in the process through that failure? So instead of saying, I'm failing at this, it's, I'm learning at this. I'm learning. And that's ultimately how we end up with a growth mindset. We're constantly challenging ourselves, and we're constantly being willing to learn and to take on new things and seek out those new opportunities. So, all right, guys, 5 o'clock. Anyone have any questions? You know where to find me. I do check the replay. If you have comments or questions, or you just want to say hello, you can always DM me if you have a specific question and want to ask it. And then if you have missed any of these Tisha Talks lives, I highly suggest this little tidbit of tuning in on my YouTube channel, handy dandy link at bit.ly. Actually, let me do this for you. Put that up. That's how prepared I am. At bit.ly/Tisha on YouTube. That is just the shortened link if you want to subscribe to this channel. I release these every single week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and you can just go to the playlist for Tisha Talks and see every single one of them. Every single one of them. So if you're like, I need to binge watch, or she has a lot to say, great place for you to be. Okay. All right, guys. I hope you have a fantastic night. I am off to a soccer game scrimmage. And I will see you guys on Thursday. Don't forget, Adam Ranville joins me again to talk about social selling. So have a great night, and I'll see you back this week. Bye.